Hey everyone, Bobby here with bippermedia.com, and today I'm going to go over the 5 tips for small business website design. So a couple of quick admin notes. If you're watching this on a desktop computer, you can scan that QR code up above and that will take you to the article, the accompanying article that I'm using for this quick presentation. If you're watching on your mobile device, anywhere, social media and whatnot, look in the description below. You should see a link to this article. So, all right, so welcome to the 5 tips for small business website design, and let's go ahead and get started. So why small business website design? Why is it super important to your business? So your website design, it's one of the most important aspects of marketing your company. Think of your small business website as the first glimpse customers get when they want to know about you, and therefore it is critical to make the best first impression on your business. So with that, if you're not ranking really well, or you're not doing a lot of branding and marketing, or in other words, you're not getting a lot of traffic to your website, you may not have given a lot of thought to the design and the look and the feel and the experience people get when they visit your website. However, we know with our clients that we're doing SEO work for, the higher your website is ranking in Google search, the more traffic you're going to be getting to your website. All of a sudden, the design and the experience that people get on your website is everything. It's, in fact, the most important piece, short of ranking high enough in search to get that traffic. Once they come to your site, that is the first impression that new visitors are going to have about your business. So the design of your website is everything when it comes to getting that visitor to considering calling you and becoming a customer. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into these 5 tips that you can use in the design of your small business website. All right, so tip number 1, create a web design plan. Okay, so if you haven't built a website or you're going to move into a website redesign project, the first thing that you need is a plan. Okay, I know from experience that if you try to approach a website and you don't at least have a general plan in place, you're going to be spinning your wheels and really feel like you're not making any progress whatsoever. So create a plan if you're using somebody internally, or if you're doing it yourself, or even if you're using a website design company. The website design company, hopefully they're putting a plan together before they execute anything. But if you're doing it yourself or internally, at the very least, you should use a Google Sheet or a Google Doc and just kind of map out the pages of your website. So the home page, obviously, for any products or services that you have, you might want to have one page for each of those. If it's you or you have a team, you might want to have an About Us page, and perhaps even an About Us page and a team page. Okay, so those are important considerations for you to map out and to design that plan before you even begin building your new website. It's going to make your website design project be exponentially more efficient, and a much higher quality product will be produced. Okay, so that's tip number 1, create a web design plan. Number 2, when you do have your website live, or if your website is currently live, you want to look at it and you want to remove unwanted or unnecessary elements from your site. This really speaks to the experience users have on your website on mobile devices. Google shares statistics frequently that well over 60% of all web traffic today is on a mobile device. Okay, so the easiest thing you can do is just simply go to your phone, visit your website from your phone, or have someone in your household do it, or have a friend just simply load up your website on their phone and get their feedback. If your website is filled with a lot of unnecessary elements, or unnecessary images or text or videos, a lot of design aesthetic type elements, if your website has that, it's not going to be a great experience, especially on a mobile device. Okay, so in fact, you can think of the inverse of that as having a minimalistic design to your website. So especially again on mobile devices, as people land on your site, having only the most critical information that your business that you want to convey to a visitor, having those elements presented, and then nothing else, is one step toward giving the best experience to visitors to your website. Okay. Number 3, adding social media buttons. So this is interesting because it implies that your business is actually active on social media. However, on your website, these are critical. This is a critical component to include on your website. Okay, so having buttons to like your Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, to your LinkedIn profile, to your social media profiles, it's really important to include these buttons there, so that, again, especially on mobile, the visitors to your site can easily click those and get to your social media profile so that they can follow you. Okay, so this would be the social media buttons would be a critical element to include on your new website. And then number 4, a scrollable homepage. Okay, so again, and a lot of this is really speaking directly to the mobile experience of your website, but having a scrollable homepage. What that means is, imagine you're on your phone, or one of your visitors on their phone land on your site. The fewer pages that they have to click on to visit from their phone to get more information, the fewer of those pages or clicks or taps that you have to do, the better experience you're going to be providing to your visitors. So having a scrollable homepage means that as I land on your site, I can just simply scroll down through your homepage and get, even if it's just snippets or overviews of the other pages of your site, including those overviews or including those snippets on your homepage, and then maybe under each of those sections, creating a link or a button that I could hit to go to that page to get the more in-depth information on it. So a scrollable homepage, it's really super important, especially on mobile devices, and it gives your users a really great experience because they're not having to tap through or click through a lot of different pages to get questions answered. They can just land on your homepage, scroll down through, and kind of get an overview of who you are, what you offer, the different products and services, a little bit about your company. We like to include things like a couple of testimonials on the homepage, all of that being on the homepage so that I can just scroll through and get all of that in one sort of instance or one experience on especially the mobile device. Okay. And then number 5, secure your website. I put HTTPS. I really should have put SSL. It's an SSL certificate that you enable on your website, usually at your host provider, wherever you're hosting your website. But you enable an SSL certificate. And if you look on your browser, look up at the address bar of your website, you should see to the left, if your website is secured, you will see a lock icon. If your website is not secured, and if you're on a Chrome browser, for example, there will actually be a red X up to the left that is telling the visitors to be careful because this website is not secured. Okay. And another really critical point about having a HTTPS or a secure website is that Google actually will favor websites that are SSL secured. Or to say it another way, if your site is unsecured, you will really struggle to get any prominent rankings or traffic or visibility from Google search. The reason being is the last thing in the world Google wants is for somebody to be Googling something, clicking through to a website, and that website not being secured, right? Google sees that as ultimately coming back to them and their brand and the experience they're providing to users who are searching in Google. So having a secured website is not only going to give a user a better experience on your website, with your company, with your brand, but it's actually going to help you in the SEO aspect of increasing your rankings and visibility in Google search. So those are the 5 tips for small business website design. And I want to very quickly show you here, if you have any questions whatsoever, what you can do is, again, if you're on a desktop, you can just scan that QR code and you can go ahead and schedule a call with someone from our team. I included Ashley and Abigail here. They are from our amazing business development team. If you're not on a desktop, you should see the links below in the description. So any questions whatsoever with the website design, the strategy, the design, what to include, what not to include. If you're building a brand new website or you need to redesign your website, any and all the above, go ahead and schedule a call with us. We'd love to sit down and take a look at your website and talk through it with you. So I hope that was helpful. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.